if you look on the shirts that I'm wearing this morning, you'd see that it says mental health matters. And sometimes we always feel like, okay, so people that are going through mental health situations, it's possibly financials that is the problem. Yes, it could be a contributing factor, but that isn't the entirety of what happens to people. Like, for instance, the news is being rampant where sometimes successful people take their lives, and you're wondering why are they doing that? Like, you have the money, you have the status, you have the fame, so why are you taking your life? And then you realize that they're deeply rooted issues that may not have been solved. It could be childhood trauma, it could be family issues, it could be depression that was caused by something. There's always a root cause, there's always a risk factor. It could be debt. There are times whereby, some very rich people are in huge debts. But, sometimes when I hear things like that, I feel like, for a rich person to be in this position, I have seen them, get themselves out of it somehow, over time and all of that. I mean, you've seen rich people or wealthy people file for bankruptcy. And then in years to come, you just see that, this person has bounced back. And that's because somehow they have templates, they have access, they have the money, they have the community, they have the network to somehow get themselves out of all of these things. So it's such a sad one, really. It's really a sad. I cannot imagine what the family members are feeling right now, what his children are feeling right now, what his partners are feeling right now, what his business people are feeling right now. It's really a loss.
Yes, so in all the news, which you said earlier on, President Tinubu has given a 7-day ultimatum to governors to go look for how they would fish. Let's put it that way, how they would fish or become a fisher of men. But it's interesting that President Tinubu is giving a wake-up call to most of these governors, because here, day in, day out, we always hear of, this state cannot generate this state cannot do this. But if you look at it on a holistic way, every state has been blessed with some sort of mineral resources. I mean, virtually almost, if not all states, but more than half of the states we have in Nigeria have oil. So oil is even out of it. Some other states have agriculture. Yes, insecurity is taking a toll on most of these states, so farmers cannot go. But it's not just oil and agriculture. There are other things. We have steel, we have precious metal. We have so many things that each state are blessed with. We have manpower. So where you don't have resources, we have manpower. We have this, we have that. So I feel, even though this wake-up call should have been, it should have been since, it shouldn't be now that we're facing some sort of economic crisis. But, well, it's a good thing that we are hearing this.
When you took the news this morning, I giggled a little bit because I want to see the miracle, the magic that's going to happen in the next 7 days. I want to see how, so many things will pop up. I want to see how, our governors will make it work. I really want to see. I want to see, the proposals, the presentations that would happen in the coming week or in the next 2 weeks or next month. Because in 7 days it would be in July. So I really want to see, because let's be honest, it is tough on Nigerians right now. So many things aren't very easy, especially food in the country. Just 2 days ago, wasn't it you and I that were lamenting about how expensive tomatoes are?
Yes.
It has become an interestingly expensive commodity. Why? And how? I was having a conversation with a market woman 2 days ago, and then she was saying that the baskets of pepper that they used to buy for maybe 30,000 or thereabouts is now 80,000. So things are very, very hard for them to, and they can't. This is what they say, they can't eat it by themselves. They also need to sell, and they wouldn't want to make life hard for other people around them and all of that. I just feel really sad about all this, really.
All right, quickly, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll dive right into the papers. Stay tuned.
Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Venue on the Sea. A perfect and top-notch location for your special social and corporate occasions. Here at High Impact Cruise, we handle your events with elegance while providing you with outstanding service. An amazing experience you will never forget. For more inquiries, call 0815-181-9580, 0818-824-5734, or visit www.highimpactcruise.com. High Impact Cruise, dream, discover, explore.
It's about to go down.
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 So you just won yourself 25,000 naira.
Whoa!
Amazing!
Juliana, did you play a certain game to win money during the course of this month?
Yes, I played.
You played, Juliana. How many times did you play?
I played once.
You played once and you won, Juliana. Woo! Do you know how much you're walking away with?
How much?
25,000 naira. For your 500 naira that you played, 25,000 naira, honey.
Oh my goodness, yesterday was my birthday.
Yesterday was your birthday. Yesterday was my birthday too. This is so much fun. Congratulations, Juliana. I'm super happy for you. This is the perfect birthday gift.
Yes. Thank you.
Now you've got 25,000 naira in the bag.
Congratulations, myself.
Congratulations to yourself. I like that spirit, Daniel.
High Cash Splash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
Babe, I want to surprise my guy with a good treat. Where would you recommend?
Girl, I've got the perfect place for you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, my family and I were there not too long ago. It was fantastic and the kids loved it. The apartment was home away from home, the ride, swimming pool, 3D cinema, and the food. Oh my gosh.
Where's this place now?
It's High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort, my dear. It's just away from Lagos and it has everything you need to relax and have unlimited fun.
How do I make bookings?
Oh yeah, call this number 0814-229-9509. Wait, are you booking a suite?
Why?
So I can tag along,
Nikini.
High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort. Fun just got real.
It's about to go down.
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 Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
You better be ready to say hello to the cool cash that's about to splash your way. High Cash Splash is gonna make it rain.
What do I do?
Simply dial the USSD code *347*972#. Select the amount of tickets you want to purchase, select your bank, and then you'll get an SMS with 2 payment options. Make payment and you stand a chance to win with just 500 naira, or visit highcashsplash.com for more details.
Yeah.
It's popping up on selected shows on High Impact Radio 1021. So remember, the more you play, the higher your chances of winning cool cash on the High Cash Splash raffle draw.
High Cash Splash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Welcome back to the newspaper review on High Impact 102.1 FM. Don't forget you can also take part in the discussion. You can call our phone lines 0700 1021 1021 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224-5018. 0907-224-5018. We're streaming live on YouTube and on X at High Impact 102.1 FM. So let's begin with the papers this morning. Let's start off with the Punch newspaper. It says here, federal government rolls out a 1 trillion naira palliative massive constructions project. Two writers to that story. 3.7 million families to get 540 billion naira grant, 155 billion naira for assorted food and others. Federal government to begin massive road, rail constructions and CNG buses distributions in state and federal capital territory. Now, this is a very good idea, a brilliant idea. Maybe one of the ways to get us out of this economic crisis. But my concern now is how would this be distributed? Because it says here that 3.7 million families to get about 540 billion naira grant. So which criteria would be used to distribute this amount? Because I think we should be over 200 million in Nigeria. So if just maybe 10% or 5% is going to get this, what is the instrument that will be used to distribute this? These are some of the questions we would ask our guest when he comes in. Beside the nameplate, we have 2023 budget. Federal government okays December extension to forestall abandoned project. You can find that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. NNPC to boost economy with 4 billion naira gas. $4 billion gas project. That's on page 22 of the Punch newspaper. Just right beside that, cholera. We still have the cholera outbreak. Government eyes vaccine donations as cases hit 1,579. Quite alarming. Beside that, blackmail can't stop new presidential jet approval. This is coming from the Senate President himself, Godswill Akpabio. That is still in the fore, and we'll keep on discussing that. There's a picture here, a picture of the president and some other stakeholders at the National Executive meeting here, the National Economic Council meeting at NEC. You can see the picture there. Just below that, federal government raises fresh 284 billion naira as T-bill debt hits 10 trillion naira. Another interesting topic there, but you can also get that on page 22 of the Punch newspaper. Probe begins as ex-Konga CEO allegedly jumps to death in Lagos apartment. We discussed that one earlier, but you can get full details on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. And lastly, state should negotiate minimum wage. This is coming from Southern Governors, and that's on page 29. And that's all we have right now from the Punch newspaper.
Moving over to the Vanguard newspaper, you would see that conversation on minimum wage. It says, let each state negotiate what it can pay. This was stated by the governors. Now, the writer states, Tinubu, NEC silent on minimum wage. Public-private workers getting restive over delayed minimum wage. This was stated by Labour. Wants Labour leaders to push for quick resolution. Laments hardship becoming unbearable with basic necessities no longer affordable. And we are not happy with Tinubu's slow motion. This was stated by Sanu, SSANU. All right. This conversation on minimum wage, we've been having it throughout this week, and I don't think it is interesting anymore, because I really think that we need to get to that point where we make a final conclusion that, all right, so this is what it is. I mean, I almost agree with the governors in that conversation of, let each state negotiate what they can pay. I feel like some make more than the others. I don't think that Lagos State should be paying the same, minimum wage as Osun State or Anambra State or something. I don't think so. But anyways, we hear what our analyst has to say. Moving on, above the nameplates, we have Investors mobilized $50 million to boost CNG adoption. This was stated by the federal government. You can find that on page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. Pro Wike Group faults Fubara's claim on bombing of Rivers Hotel. Find this on page 12. Police probe death of ex-Conga boss Nick Imudia. It's such a sad one. May his family, get the fortitude to bear the loss. It's very sad. You find this on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. Oil theft. Surveillance operatives uncover oil bunkering camps in Bayelsa State. Find this on page 35. Now, moving over to we're still on the Vanguard newspaper. Just beneath it, you'd see how democracy activists made mistake of a lifetime in 1999. This was stated by Shehu Sani. Tinubu approves 50,000 naira grant, 155 billion naira food package for households. I hope it's going to get to me. If it's on page, I really do. So you find this on page 8. Yes, Son Imam at war over Hajj. Find this on page 10. I don't know if you saw that story of I think this I saw this on social media. I don't know how true it is, but this lady lost her parents during the Hajj due to the heat wave.
Yes,
it was very sad. It was very, very sad. These kinds of things, it's baffling because you go on this pilgrimage journey just so you could commute, yes, that kind of thing. You could I wanted to even say fortify yourself or something like it's a holy trip, and unfortunately they lost their lives. May their soul rest in peace. Army promotes first female officer Oluchukwu trained in Sanders to lieutenant. Congratulations. And the world of sports, Chelsea joined Man United Bayern in pursuit of Lookman. And so far so good. I think that's it on the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, quickly, let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says here minimum wage. I beg your pardon. We're moving on to the Guardian newspaper. From the Guardian newspaper, it says Igbo apprenticeship scheme, how lofty entrepreneurship system undermines school enrollment. It's a quite funny picture here. You could see the caption is rather funny. It says, Eze goes to school, but where are the jobs? And you can see the picture of Eze tossing his bag filled with books away and about to receive a stack of bundles from an Igbo spare part dealer. And it basically tells what the headline is saying, how lofty entrepreneurship system that undermines school enrollment. Basically, they're saying school is a scam, which people are now saying these days, talking about how people prefer to just go about look for a particular business to do and start making money, believing that's the only thing that would suffice. Moving on, we have another one here. It says court holds removal of Sokoto district heads, asks government to maintain status quo. That's on news page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. Cholera, Katsina confirms 2 cases and 118 under watch. That's on news page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Moving on, we have another one here. Mohbad, family gets court nod for private autopsy. This case about Mohbad has been on the fore for quite months. An initial autopsy was released, so I'm guessing maybe the family are not well pleased with the official autopsy that was released, and maybe they want to have their own private autopsy, so hence the headline. Moving on, oil refiners back Dangote, decry international oil companies alleged sabotage. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, we got the report of Dangote's refinery. Some parts of the refinery was on fire, but it was the situation was quickly calmed and all that. Moving on, Economic Council silent on minimum wage as Vice President presides. That's on news page 6. Two more stories to go. Akpabio to approve request for JET as National Assembly okays validity of 2023 budget. That's on news page 6. And lastly, stakeholders tackle NDDC over church building initiative. That's on news page 27. And I think that's all we have right now coming from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
We're moving over to the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, and it states Tinubu governor silent on minimum wage. This is the biggest story on all the dailies this morning. Minimum wage. How are we still having a conversation on minimum wage? As in, it is minimum. Anyways, the writer says federal government approves 370 billion naira for states, FCT to buy buses, 50,000 naira for 100,000 families in each state. Like I said, what are the criterion for, or what is the criteria for the family members that you're picking? How do we disburse this amount of money? Or is this just one of those things that we hear on the news and it never really gets to our doorstep? Like, who qualifies to receive this amount, 50,000 naira? I'm a Nigerian too, and I think I'm going through so much right now, and it should do something in my family. And how long is this for? Is this a one-off thing? Because I cannot imagine, okay, so you're giving me 50,000 naira. Is that it? I mean, I'm not should I complain? I don't know, but you know what? Let me just move on. It's an interesting one.
Just like
really.
you said, what are the criteria? Is it for the unemployed? Is it for the aged? Is it for the vulnerable? I mean, what criteria will be? Because at this point, whether vulnerable, aged, unemployed, employed, everyone needs 50,000 naira at this point. 50,000 naira will actually go a long way. Maybe if to get a quarter or half bag of rice or something in the house, or maybe as transportation or something, 50,000 right now will go a very long way. So I don't know how it will be distributed, and how can we even verify? I mean, even if they come tomorrow and say, okay, that's been distributed, who and who are we going to ask that? Okay, did you get 50,000 naira? Did you get 50,000 naira? I mean, I don't know, but I feel well. I think maybe when our analyst comes in, he might be privy to some of this information, or he might be able to shed light and tell us how well this would work. Well, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll begin with the second segment. Please stay tuned.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
It's about to go down.
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 So you just won yourself 25,000 naira.
Whoa!
Amazing! Juliana, did you play a certain game to win money during the course of this month?
Yes, I played.
You played, Juliana! How many times did you play?
I played once.
You played once! And you won, Juliana! Woo! Do you know how much you're walking away with? 25,000 naira. For your 500 naira that you played, 25,000 naira, honey.
Oh my goodness, yesterday was my birthday.
Yesterday was your birthday! Yesterday was my birthday too! This is so much fun! Congratulations, Juliana. I'm super happy for you. This is the perfect birthday gift.
Yes.
Now you've got 25,000 naira in the bag.
Congratulations to myself.
Congratulations to yourself. I like that spirit, Daniel.
iCash Splash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
High cash splash time.
Na money time oh.
If you not play,
na you lose oh.
But if you not come win today,
you fit win tomorrow.
Yes, so this na high cash splash where you fit win a wolf money brekete. Just dial *347 *972#. Select your option.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Welcome back to the newspaper review on High Impact 102.1 FM. Right now, we're being joined by Dr. Adedayo Kayode. Good morning, and thank God it's Friday.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. And is it raining over there?
Yes, it is. It's raining. It's a bit of shower here.
Yeah, you see, so sorry to bring this in. Sometimes I pity some kids. Inside rain, they have to sell cold, pure water inside traffic. Because if they didn't do that, they're going to eat. What future does Nigeria have for such children?
That's $1 million question. Quite really sad. Well, let's quickly get into the papers this morning. Federal government rolls out 1 trillion naira palliative and massive construction projects. It says 3.7 families will get 540 billion naira grant. That's 50,000 naira, and 155 billion naira assorted food and others. So my first question is, do you think with the whole federal government still not yet letting us know what the minimum wage would be, do you think this is a good initiative?
You see, the issue of minimum wage is even away from this concept of palliative. For how long will Nigerians be living on palliative? Number one, how many families have been able in the past to access all these billion they've been talking about? I've not seen. Not within my neighborhood and other neighborhoods that I have friends. Okay? Now, for how long again will Nigerians be living on borrowed money? Because all these monies are being borrowed. When you are borrowing to eat and not to produce, how sustainable will that be for somebody's life? Now, we are talking here now about billions. When you put all these billions together, it has gone beyond even trillions. Okay? Why is it that we have not been using all this money to create an enabling environment for Nigerians to make their own living there that will be sustainable? That is, bringing forth all the moribund industries. For instance, go to Oba Akran. It's just an instance. Go to Oba Akran, and you see a lot of all those industries gone into the winds.
Yes.
Let's take just one of them. Look at Dunlop. Dunlop that produces tires and other rubber products in the past. Those people working there, where are they now? Go to that particular spot and find out what that place is now used for. I don't want to talk about Agmire paints. I don't want to talk about...
Let's not mention brand names, sir.
Vitafoam. I don't want to talk about that Vitafoam. All right? And when you are looking at this...
Dr. Kayode,
you now think...
Dr. Kayode, please, I would love that we don't mention brand names.
No, it's an example. It's an example. Because if I don't mention it, people will not know. People will not know what... Some people that have not been born before then and are grown now, They wouldn't know what had been existing there before now. So there's no way we won't measure it. Go back kilo, cocoa industry. Go and look at that place. These are issues. Now you are now talking of minimum wage. We have been talking about minimum wage. Look at the way the government has been dilly-dallying on it since all these days. Look at the way government has been dilly-dallying on it. It to say all these industries have not been allowed to go moribund. You think people will be hungry like this? Talking about minimum wage again. Is it about minimum wage now? Or the value of the money you are giving? Give labor, even give labor 1 million. 1 million as minimum wage. You will see prices of goods and services, commodities, going up again. So why don't you think by reducing inflation, by controlling prices of goods and services before now, that is pre this government, how much was the rate of dollar? How much was pump price of the petroleum? How much were we paying for transportation? How much were we paying for electricity? How much were people paying for their children in schools? These are issues. Why don't you reduce all these prices so that even the amount labor workers are earning now will have value? Why? Why not doing that? And that's why. Thank God I never knew we were going to discuss this. Look at children on the streets. Before going to school, they first of all hawk ogi. They first of all hawk sugar. They will go after school. They will go on the streets. On the roads to be hawking pure water, even during this rainy season. Is that normal? So why can't we change our concept of good livelihood for the people? Why? Are you now saying you are intentionally weaponizing poverty so that you can have absolute control on people during election? So that people will not be able to talk? Because our hungry nation is a debased nation. Where people are hungry, they are debased because they will not be able to ask for their rights. So are you now saying you want to debase people so that you cannot ask for their rights? When you go to better clients, food, accommodation, clothing, health, school for the children, they are all giving. They are all giving. And that is why you seldom hear workers there asking for pay rise. That is why you seldomly hear government over there talking about palliative to the people, except during critical periods like COVID. So it's a pity that even we that are supposed to be voices of the people, we are not even seeing what we are supposed to see. We talk about things that cannot alleviate the problems that people are facing. Minimum wage will not alleviate problems that people are facing, and that's why I have never aligned myself with labor. Because labor comes up with this, and at the end of the day, some people's lives are being wasted.
Wow.
People's properties, businesses are being destroyed from going on strike, on demonstration, and all that. But why don't we talk about things that will make life meaningful for the people. Let there be light. And that let that light be available and affordable. Let there be adequate transportation for the people. How do you get adequate transportation for the people? By reducing the pump price of fuel. A friend of mine yesterday could not even come out from his neighborhood. Why? Because he calculated how much it will take him to transport himself out of his neighborhood to wherever he wants to go and earn a living, to how much we take him back. These are issues. The roads are not good. And when roads are not good, it affects transportation. All those transportation modes like Okada, Marwa, Kenapet, Korope, buses, they have to be maintained. And now go to Ladipo and see how much you spend to buy paper. I just my car was just giving me issues last week.
Okay.
No, last week, and I have to just do it on Monday because if you don't do it, you have to move around.
Yes.
Just the front wheels, the upper half for the 2 wheels were boxed down. If I tell you how much I used to buy the parts, you will not believe it.
I was just going to ask you that. How much did you spend?
What I normally do for maximum 5,000, 6,000 in those days. So 3 years ago. Now about 25,000.
Wow.
Now to talk of workmanship. On which account we want to write that one down? And are we making such a money? Are we making such a money to be able to sustain ourselves? It's an issue.
Let me.
Now, people came up with a formula 010 or 001.
Yes.
People are now living on 000 less to power 2. And they are not doing anything. You are just talking of palliative, borrowing billions, and then say you are distributing to families. Which families are you distributing it to? Have we forgotten Better Educate? Have we forgotten Better Educate? And you see all this money going into private pockets. It's an issue. But we are not talking about it. We are not linking it up. People are not linking it up. And that's why I said the other time, when I was on your platform, that you see some people allegedly saying as a paid mouthpiece for government, and they be saying something else, diverting people's attention away from the real issue. And these are supposed to be learned people. These are supposed to be well-exposed people. These are supposed to be people that are supposed to be mouthpieces of the people. Where do we go from here? It's appalling, sickening.
All right, Dr. Adedayo, quickly let's take this message for one of our ardent listener. It says here, good morning, High Impact Radio. Nigerian government is not practicing true democracy. What is happening now is worse, in his own words, worse than military dictatorship. 90% of infrastructure we are enjoying in Nigeria today has been done during military era. Now, the three arms of government, most especially the legislature and judiciary, are rubber toys being controlled by the executive arms of government. The legislative arms are walking like a gamma lizard, saying yes to whatever comes from the presidency, and the judiciary are there as chief defenders of the executive at the expense of the masses. They are major parts of Nigerian problems. CD analysis. 1. Insecurity is on the high side because none of the insurgents and kidnappers has been prosecuted either by hanging or life imprisonment. 2. Lack of consultative policy and hunger in the land. The legislative are approving whatever the president presents, which has crippled the country's economy. The government is coming up with palliatives again, which will enter some politicians' purse. For crying out loud, Nigeria has the statistics of 80% of these country via NIN and BVN. What are they doing? Is it not one of the feed? Is it not okay? Is not a one-off feeding that is required here? The government should key into food business and introduce price control system and subsidize food price with the new palliative money for all to feel the impact. Due to time constraints, I would like to stop here. May God touch the mind of our leaders to make a right decision free of selfishness and greediness. What can you say about this lengthy but interesting message?
That's okay. It's okay. God bless that ardent listener that has been able to take his time to put up this information. Now, just yesterday, I was listening to the news. I'm saying it because he mentioned the National Assembly. And I heard the National Assembly trying to, they've even passed it, extend the lifespan of 2023 budget. Can you imagine that?
And we're in 2024.
Okay. And we're in the middle of 2024. So what's going to happen to budget of 2024? They are saying there are some projects there that have not been done. Why don't you, in the first instance, push that thing forward inside 2024 budget? Is that not a waste of time? When you were debating the budget for 2024, were you not having the knowledge about the uncompleted projects in 2023? So why do you now merge it in 2024? You can imagine that waste of time. 1, 2. I was reading something earlier this morning as regards, I think Sokoto State or so, with 4 million population. The analyst now said the number of industries for those 4 million was just, I think, 5 industries. 5. The number of mosques, over 100,000. The number of churches, can you compare that? And we have leaders there, and they always collect their monthly Abuja whatever. So these are issues, and when they now come up with that issue of palliative, I remember during the pump price increment by this administration, they said they have accrued so much, and then the money will now be distributed through the state governors. And I said, look, you are now sending this money to the state governors. How are you sure this money will get to the people through the governors? And what are we seeing today? Has the money gotten to the people? Has it gotten to the people? Just yesterday. Excuse me.
That's true.
Yeah. Just yesterday, the presidency had a press release that governors should ensure massive food production in their various states. To what extent are they doing that? Go and look at private entrepreneurs that have gone into farming. To what extent have they been able to access funding? I have a close example to me, who have gone into farming and then needing tractors to come and work on that farm. He couldn't access it. The guy went as from Ekiti State and went as far as Kwara State to be able to assess one. Can you imagine that? This is somebody who has used his own earned money to invest, and there is nobody that is ready to assist. Even the bank, I won't mention the name of the bank, even the bank defrauded him of close to 800,000 naira. Somebody that is looking for assistance, and you are still defrauding him. The writer talked about judiciary. Are you also aware of the judge, a female for that matter, that was trying to steal from the money seized from someone? A judge. And I said, my comment on that was that, yes, no wonder. Retired Justice Dati. You remember him?
Yes.
Retired Justice Dati said he is leaving a world judiciary that when he was joining that sector, he never knew that judiciary could go the way it's going now. That is a shame. He said it during his valedictory speech. So you can imagine the level of decadence that our leaders have gone through. Decadence because they are supposed to ensure security and economic emancipation of the people. But what do we see? Both the security, both the economy, everything now in comatose. And people in Yoruba, they will say, ọmọ ẹlẹ́ran tẹ́ kó máa jẹran kò rẹ́ran jẹ mọ́, egungun gan-an kò tọ́ sí. That is, the child of a butcher that is supposed to be eating meat conveniently cannot even afford to eat that meat. Even bones cannot be accessed by that child. Is that a paradox?
All right, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, I wish we could borrow time, but we have really gone out of time, and we really have to go. But very big thank you for this analysis that you have really shared with us, and we do hope to hear from you again next week.
It's my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy weekend.
You too, sir. Thank you.
It's a whole lot to digest from what Dr. Adedayo has said. It's a whole lot, and it's almost like you're coming with one problem, and with all what Dr. Adedayo has said now, it's you have to now think again that, oh God, this country, when are we going to get out of it? But we will keep talking. We will keep talking about it, and of course, we would also keep a positive mind that our federal government, the politicians, will figure it out. They would try as much as possible to always remember that the people come first. The people are the ones why they are elected. But this is where we'll round off today's edition of the Newspaper Review on High Impact 102.1 FM. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I am Olumide Shokoya,
and I am Omobolade Oladipo. The Morning Impact Show continues.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 10.